Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andy Holder. I'll be your instructor in this class. Wanted to go through the syllabus and make some other comments to make sure everybody's on the same page. To introduce myself just a little bit, I am also a part-time student at Midwestern Seminary, working toward my MDiv degree. But I'm a full-time professor at the University of Missouri, Kansas City in the chemistry department. Excuse me. And so that is my full-time job, but I do this as a service to the seminary to make sure that the students who are here have the training that they need. This class is not intended to be a math class necessarily, as much as it is a class dealing with quantitative thinking, which is something that scientists do routinely, but that non-scientists might not do quite so routinely. So the purpose of this is to introduce you to a way of thinking. It's not to beat you up or make you do, quote, mathematics, because that's not what we're really after here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started taking a look at the syllabus with me. If you go ahead and page over to where it says exercises or assignments, what we're going to be doing here is we have a series of 14 sets of exercises, and I'll keep 12 of those over the course of the semester. So that does give you an opportunity to miss or do poorly on 2 assignments. I'll drop the 2 lowest grades. Now, it is imperative that you get the assignments turned in on time, because as soon as the assignments are completed, as soon as the due date arrives, which is always going to be Sunday at midnight unless we need to change something, well, in that situation, the answers will become clear to you at that point in time. So I simply can't let you turn them in late, because the answers will be there for you to look at. So please do keep that in mind. Let's see, that will be worth 40% of your grade. And the other thing I'd like to say is that what I'm going to do is open them up for a period of 4 hours. So once you start, you will have 4 hours in order to complete them. What that'll let you do is work on them slowly, but not over an extended period of time. So when you get ready to sit down and work on them, make sure you have plenty of time to do so. I don't think any of them will take 4 hours, but certainly that is a possibility. But it gives you plenty of time so you can relax. Now, I expect you to work the problems on your own. Obviously cannot police you working them as a group, but that's really not going to do you a lot of good, or as much good as it would do if you worked them individually, because on the exam you're not going to have anybody to help you work them. So let me just go ahead and say that right off the bat. If we can go ahead and move to the section that says exams, as you see there, there's going to be 3 exams for the class. Exam 1 on Chapter 1, Exam 2 on Chapters 2 and 3, and Exam 3 on Chapter 4. So there will not be a comprehensive final exam, but those will be administered through Blackboard on the date that they're noted in the schedule below. So let's talk a little bit about how the exams are taken. One of the first questions on the exams asks you to give me the name of a proctor. The way I want you to take the exam is in a room with the proctor. On the exam, you are not allowed to use anything except what's in your mind for the exam. You can use a calculator in some cases where you need to do that, but it needs to be a non-programmable calculator without the ability to be plugged into a computer or to have text or that sort of thing loaded into it. So I trust you to do that. But I will need the email address and the name of a person who sat with you in the room while you took the test. That's really absolutely essential, I think, for your integrity and for mine to insist on that. So I do need to have that at the beginning of each test. It doesn't have to be the same person each time, but I do expect you to do that. The next thing is that each test will give you 90 minutes. You can start from whenever the test is available, and you have 90 minutes to complete it. Tests will be open for 2 days before their due date. So if it's due at Sunday on midnight, you will have 2 days, which are Saturday and Sunday, to complete it. So please be aware of that time limitation. Grades. The grades will be basically composed of just those 2 things, the exams and the problem sets. And you see the seminary's grading scale there. I'm not really going to use that. I use an A, B, C, D, and then that other grade no one will hopefully garner. And that really is to your advantage. Many studies have shown that because of the way that thing is structured, it gives you a better GPA advantage on average to go ahead and just have the simple scale rather than this very complicated one. So your grade is going to be determined exclusively as the numerical average on that scale. I'm not really able to hold office hours because I don't have an office at the seminary, but if you are in the Kansas City area, I'd be happy to try to meet with you. I'm usually on the seminary campus itself Monday and Wednesday around the noon hour up until 4 o'clock or so. So if you would like to meet, if you'd like to talk to me on the phone, that's obviously okay as well. I'll go ahead and give you my telephone number, 816-510-8927. That's my personal cell number, and you're welcome to call me on that. I would appreciate you being polite about when you do that. A couple of tech issues I want to cover with you. It's really essential, especially for an online type course, that you have a reliable internet connection, one that's high speed and reliable. If you start one of your problem sets or exams and your internet connection goes down, that's a problem. So please make sure that before you begin, you have a place to sit and to do that. Whether that be a dorm or a Starbucks or Panera Bread or something, make sure that you have a very reliable internet connection and then it is of reasonable speed. The next thing is that you must check your MBTS email at least once a day. I know you probably have several other email addresses, but you need to find a way to check it at least once a day. I expect you to do that, and that's really about the only way that we have to communicate. Okay, so I believe that's it. I may make some more videos as we need them, but this will be the one that'll kind of introduce class. I forgot. Let me talk about what's in the folder for each week. What you'll find in the folder is first a PowerPoint lecture with my voice recorded over it, so that if you need something to help put you to sleep, you can turn that on, and I'm sure it'll put you right out. To go along with that is a listening guide, which is what I use in class. It's the PowerPoint presentation with blanks on it that you can use to fill out as you go along. And then there may be some worked out exercises in the same folder. There may also be a few other things that might be needed for a particular assignment, but there will always also be the quiz for each of the various things that we take on. So 1.1 and 1.2 are in the week 1 quiz, and all of those items are available there for those. So if you have any questions, feel free to call me or send me an email message, and I appreciate your time and I appreciate the opportunity to teach you. Thank you.